PCs. They're loud, big, and expensive. And in the era when everyone already has a cell phone and a laptop, does it even make any sense for you to assemble one? Well, maybe. Here's why. So I start getting into filmmaking, video making, and all this kind of stuff. And the first thing I notice is that my little tiny computer where I watch Netflix on is not gonna make it all the way. Since you need all the rendering and that kind of stuff, because I also wanted to get into special effects, you know, do some green screening and shit like that. The little thing, it was not gonna work anymore. So I had to look for a better solution. And then most people told me like, okay, you know what, maybe you should just buy a more powerful laptop, because the one that I had, I think it was like 160 euros. It's ridiculously like a good price and the value for that thing. But anyways, like you open more than fucking 4 Chrome browser tabs, like it's not going great. For work, I have one of these huge workstations. And it's not really very portable. Like every time that I have to go on a business trip or anything, like I put it on my backpack and that's my full carry-on. Like there's nothing else you can take. Like it's a couple of kilograms, like it kills your back. So I know those portable workstations, they're not really that portable at the end of the day. Another downside is like they're ridiculously expensive. Like some of them, they can go for a couple of €1,000. And they're like, they're not even that good compared with what you want. You're compromising a lot of stuff, like, you know, you didn't have enough storage, you didn't have enough RAM. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put together something that works for me, specifically for what I wanted to do. Because the other thing is like, you can buy a PC that it's already assembled, but most of the market comes to like gaming, for example. And you have your RGB and your lights and stuff, like, I don't really care about that. You know, like the graphics card that I need is probably not that big. But I need like a massive processor, and I need lots of RAM and like expandability and a shit ton of SSDs and that kind of stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put something together for me. So the process that I usually do is pretty simple. Find the right processor, the one that you want, then you find a motherboard and you can fit whatever expansions that you want. Then you find the better price for the other components for the RAM. Then you find the components that you want, making sure they're all compatible and stuff. And for the hard drives, I always recommend go for something that is very good quality, because there's nothing worse than making and doing stuff and at the end of the day just losing it because you had a bad hard drive. Now, since I put a lot of these computers together during the years, going from shitty to very poor in my life, and I wanted to do something different now. I wanted to show like, it is not even that complicated. A lot of people is afraid because they're like, oh, you know what, like how do I put this together? What if I break something up? So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna grab my girlfriend and she has no idea about computers. I think she told me one day she thought the memory card and a graphics card were the same thing. So that should give you an idea. So I was like, you know what, it would be good if you grab this couple of thousands of euros in equipment and you put it all together in a very sensible assembly. So there we go.
But I'd just like to point out that this was his idea. I did not ask to do this, and if I end up looking really stupid, which I probably will, or I end up breaking something, a little disclaimer that none of this is my fault. Alright, this is how to build a computer with Hayley. You can do this, and I'm going to show you how.
So first of all, we need the components that we're going to be using, right? Alright, so
what do we need? We are going to, I assume, put the computer in this thing. We're also going to be using this cube. This has gigabytes. I always thought hard drives would be bigger. 500 gigabytes is RAM, apparently. I don't know what RAM is, by the way. So it shouldn't be important. Power, stuff, and fans. Because obviously any computer running these things is super hot. There we go!
Put it in the...
No, we use that.
Right?
It spins!
Yeah, that's the cooler. I would by the side. Okay, you can open it. Wait a second. Okay, don't push it, just let it.
Alright.
Yes.
Hey. Ah! When building a computer starts to stress you out, get yourself a nice glass of wine and it'll make the process go so much easier.
Don't do that.
Oh, right, here we go.
That's the idea. There you go. Hang on. Just a little bit.
Go.
Give it to me.
Oh, this isn't too bad, I don't think.
I love you. I love you. No.
It won't go in this. Get out. Alrighty. Now, a very important part of building a computer is if it's stressing you out and you seriously are about to lose your mind over this dumbass shit, take a break. Take a break. It'll still be aware when you get back. Pour yourself a new glass of wine. Don't get your girlfriend to do it, okay? Just don't. It's a bad idea. If there's any lessons you learn from this, don't get your girlfriend to put. Well, you know, there are obviously, if you're a female computer enthusiast out there and you have a boyfriend that like isn't into computers, just don't get people who aren't into computers to build a computer for you. Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. Oh, it's not too bad. One down, 4 to go. Oh, yep. Next.
I think the only thing you have left is the SATA cable.
I don't know what that is.
That is for the hard drive. You know what a hard drive is?
Yeah, it's the box with Samsung written on it.
You know what it does?
It drives hards.
It drives you hard.
Going through. Please, robot gods. Oh my god! I can't believe I did that! I did that! So you build a computer. It's a piece of piss. Anyone can do it. Cheers, people!
To be fair, most of it went pretty swiftly. Like, I just give it a couple of instructions, you know, like just put this here, put that there, like I don't think I had to went hands-on, except for one little screw, but I think that was it. And in many cases it helped, and she had like little hands and like could reach around the corners and get some screws in place. Like, it's honestly not that difficult. Like, most of the stuff only fit in one place. Once you make the selections of the components, like it's all like a little Lego puzzle. And I wouldn't go as far as to say it was fun, but it's definitely an experience, you know? And we grow apart more and more from our work. Like how many of the things you have around do you know how they work? Like, do you know how your car works, or the plane do you go, or a computer, or you know, like things like. Sometimes it's just a little bit out of curiosity. To make a video, to create an image, to create some sound. Like, I don't know. I'll find it always interesting. Honestly, sure, you can just spend a little more, get a laptop. Thermal troll a little bit, should be alright for most of your needs. You can pay someone to build your PC, but you know, that experience, that is something unique. That is something unique. So have you ever got the chance, you know, or if you ever need it, don't think about too much about the money, because you can always find used parts, and you can find an old PC and put some new parts in it, you know. So, and most of the times it's cheaper. So it's totally worth it if you have a workload that is not totally conventional. You know, you do a little bit of engineering and you do a little bit of video editing and you play video games sometimes or whatever. You know, it's totally specialized for what you want. You know, exactly. And the other thing is, if tomorrow you decide you want something else, you can just take that processor out and put another one, or like change your fan or your cooling, add more hard drives. I already have like 6. But you know, there's more things you can add over time. And if you're wondering, does anybody really need 8 cores and 16 threads and all that RAM and all that stuff, and it's working at 100%? Yes, I do need it. I totally need it. I should have gone for a Threadripper, even though it was like 3 times the price. But hey, Maybe one day. Man can only dream. Plus, anyways, like if you ever need like a laptop, what I do is I take my little computer, I put it in my backpack, and I remotely connect to this big one, so I have like a combination of both of them. It's like a little hybrid and stuff. It's alright. Sparing the carrying like 4 kilograms for a computer that is not really portable. Anyways, if you're thinking about getting some computational power for yourself, consider that as an opportunity. And there's never been a better time in the world because there's a million forums, and you might have to tinker with it a little bit, but you'll find information in the internet for doing all the stuff you need and more. So I hope you're having a great time, and then we see each other later. Ciao, ciao.